I have 2 children, ages 4 and 6, and in trying to share with them my spiritual journey as best I can, I have found it is very difficult to tell a child that they are Brahman or even to tell them about God. It can be very confusing for them. I would hate for them to have to go nearly 40 years building their identification with the body-mind complex, only to have to strive to remove that ignorance in their adulthood, as I have. What is the recommended approach to teach Advaita Vedanta to children, or to at least prime them for it when they are ready? Is there a way to give them a head start, as it were?
One principle to remember with children. And you say, Swami, you are a fine one to talk about children. You don't have any children. But I dealt with children all my life, from my beginnings of my monastic life. When I first became a monk as a novice, the first thing they asked me to do was, I thought, you join a monastery, what are they going to ask you to do? Meditate and maybe pray and read scriptures or something? The first thing they said is, look, there is a hostel and there are 40 children, 10-year-olds. Go take care of them. 40 children. If I had gotten, in samsara, in married life, I would have had 1 or 2. But here, there are 40 here. So I dealt with kids for many, many years. Okay, so here is one principle to understand and hold on to firmly. Children do not listen, they imitate. Children do not listen, they imitate. Child psychologists also will tell you, to a certain age, they do not listen. Up till the teenage years, imitation is the way they learn. Of course, during the teenage years also they do not listen. That's a different matter. So first thing is, what are we doing? The parents and the grown-ups in a family, in the school, and in society, what we do, that the children will do. They pick it up. So a spiritual household is something that the atmosphere is imbibed by the children while growing up. Second thing is, so don't try to teach them, or don't give them talks on Advaita. They'll either not comprehend at all, or you will, it might lead to a rebellious feeling, a feeling of even repulsion, that something is forced down on us, even if it's good for us. If you're not ready for it, you feel irritated and upset. So, of course, you can talk to them about it, especially if they're curious, but otherwise a spiritual household, a household of study and prayer and spiritual music and love and peace and serenity, a household where there is emotional comfort and support and structure. This is very good. Now, more directly to your question, telling them that they are Brahman and the identification, false identification with body, mind, if you build it up over the years, then again to deconstruct it is a big job. Correct, it is a big job. There is a nice story in ancient Indian mythology of Queen Madalasa, which Swami Vivekananda loved. He repeated it here a number of times. So to cut a long story short, this queen, who was an enlightened lady, her child, the baby, when the baby was in the crib, she would swing the crib, and instead of a lullaby, she would sing Niranjanavasi, that you are the sinless, you are the pure consciousness, you are not this body and mind. Teaching the child from the very beginning that I am not this thing, I am much bigger than this one little body. That's a good idea. Sort of imbibe it yourself and radiate it out so that children can pick it up that way. The identifications will not be built up so strongly if the house where they grow up is a spiritual house.